Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, gonna be a Patreon cast featuring MackWinston and a Rattle. Here on site Delta, have fun says MackWinston, etc. And Rattle says etc. Indeed. Top left, it's gonna be Rattle, our red Terran player, and in the bottom right, it's gonna be a blue Protoss. Today, it is MackWinston. He is a patron of mine at patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. For $10 a month, which gives him the right every month to send me one replay and I'll cast it and put it on the main channel. So here it is. I do not remember a bad MackWinston replay. They're usually pretty back and forth and feature weird stuff, and maybe that is the case today. So, gateway opening here on a new map and a new patch. Site Delta. Is this a Reaper hop-up spot? I feel like it is. So not blocking off the Reaper hop-up spot, just keeping everything close to your main base here. We will see. We will see if that comes back to bite. Ooh, double gas opening. And hiding the barracks. Okay. Let's see if it'll work. Let's see if it'll trick MackWinston into thinking there's a proxy of some kind. Oh no, there's no barracks at the front. Let me just check and make sure there's not a barracks towards the back here of the main base of Rattle. And there is! Alright, so good effort, Mr. Rattle. So barracks factory opening, we got ourselves a gateway cybernetics core opening. Just respecting the other player. One gate expands against Terran, especially if they go one base, are fairly dangerous, and the reverse is true, again, in this matchup. So, you can do it, but it's a risk. Reaper opening. Oh, a Reaper opening here at this level against a Protoss. All right, man. I respect you. I see you, Rattle. This Reaper name is from Waldo. Death by Lol. Death by Lol was once a regular Reaper, but during a battle he accidentally stumbled into a portal leading to a distant dimension, where the inhabitants found humor in everything, even death. Ooh, gonna get a probe kill here too. As Death by Lol embraced the laughter, he absorbed the essence of comedy, causing his attacks to become hilariously lethal. Now every time this Reaper strikes, his victims meet their end with uncontrollable fits of laughter. That's a robot, though. Like, probes are robots. How do you... I don't know. How do you make a robot laugh? Maybe that's the power, though. Death by Lol. Super strong. All right. Oh, Hellion out to help deal with the Zealot is so beautiful from Rattle. This Zealot would be so annoying to deal with if all he had was a Reaper, but man, the Hellion Reaper combo? Deadly. Deadly stuff here. And that Zealot, I don't think he gets a hit off. Poor guy. Poor guy. Alright, cool. So that's a probe and a Zealot down. MackWinston not having a great time of things right now, but expanding, and so is Rattle. Actually, how many Reapers? What is this? You playing a TVZ strategy, sir? It kind of is. This whole 2 Reaper Hellion thing. I mean, it's usually like 2 Hellions and a Reaper, but whatever. Yeah, so this is not great. That probe's dead. Hang on, there's a death coming. Ooh, forcing a cancel, and I think that was probably a shield battery. Probe does die. These 2 adepts are like, do we want to... Yeah, let's fight this. Okay, never mind. We're just going to scout. We're going to try to get some of these probes. Boosh. And bam, probe down, but that's about it for these guys. They stop microing, and if you stop microing, you die. If you're a fast unit. Like that Reaper and that Hellion are. So that's 2 Reapers down fairly well. Death by Lol. I'm sure some of those probes and that Zealot died, laughing uncontrollably. So 5 probes down, 2 Reapers and a Hellion and Zealot. Resources lost pretty close. And yeah, the number 300 to 375 there. Okay, it's fine. Fine little opening. Working on a tech lab, probably for siege tanks. Got ourselves additional barracks coming in, because as a Terran player, how do you defeat a Protoss? And the answer is Marines, Marauders, Medevacs. Widow Mines, probably too. Interesting. MackWinston goes for an Immortal opening here. No Stargate for an Oracle. Not trying to get any Oracle harass. Probably has lost an Oracle to a Widow Mine too many times for that to be something he's really interested in. I'll tell you what, though. Somebody sent me a combination Reaper Oracle name combo. Oh, look. Did try a Widow Mine drop. Did we get any kills? No kills at all. All right, cool. Bye. Yeah, combination Reaper name, Oracle name, and every PvT that I've cast since then has involved either a Reaper and no Oracle, like this game, an Oracle but not a Reaper, like other games, or neither a Reaper nor an Oracle. I haven't had a game with both, which seems weird, but also I don't cast a ton of PvT, so maybe that's kind of the deal. I just like PvZ and TvZ more, and I think you guys do too. Anyway, siege tank behind a wall. Raven. They did nerf Ravens in the current patch, so you can't disable 2 things with 1 Raven. You can't take down like 2 Immortals or 2 Colossus with a single Raven. It's way too powerful on these early game pushes. So now you can disable 1 thing and you'll be happy for it, is what the Blizzard development team said. Although, come on. Right, it's probably one person working at StarCraft, working at Blizzard under the StarCraft 2 balance team. It's an intern. They're like, you get to balance StarCraft, sir. And they're like, oh, okay, thanks. However, Microsoft owns Blizzard now, and Activision. Microsoft acquired Blizzard Activision. The final hurdle went through last week. Crazy stuff. So, I don't know. Activision had no interest in the StarCraft property whatsoever, because they couldn't really monetize it to the level of something like an Overwatch, or COD, Call of Duty, or even a Candy Crush. I mean, Candy Crush is like the biggest moneymaker they've got, but you know. But Microsoft, I think, has more money than God, and so maybe they're more interested in the RTS, you know, RTS sphere. Maybe not as easily marketable, maybe not as easily monetizable, but if they want to make a StarCraft 3, or maybe try to produce StarCraft Ghost, they can, because they own the StarCraft IP now. So the chances of Activision doing that were 0, and the chances of Microsoft doing it are like, oh, well, I don't know, pretty slim, like maybe 5%, but it's up. It's up in percentage, so that makes me happy as a StarCraft IP fan. I just love StarCraft, all of it. Brood War, StarCraft 2. Would have enjoyed StarCraft Ghost as well if it ever existed. Third base on the way here from Rattle. What are we doing down here? It's Immortals, dude. It's Immortals, it's Stalkers, it's Charge. It's more Immortals. It's sitting on 2 bases. Afraid of an attack possibly coming in. Same thing with Rattle, sitting afraid of an attack that might come in. Rattle says, enough of being afraid. Enough being afraid. Ooh, good snipe on that obs. Thanks to the Raven providing detection. Yeah. Look at this Widowmine just hanging out. Just the one. Doesn't have any kills or anything. It's like, I'm just here to fight with you guys. Rattle's army supply is 48 to 38. Getting a third base behind it, too. So a bit of better macro here. No splash damage from Mac at all. However, bam! Stalker down. He does have charge lots because charge is done. Charge is almost like splash against Marine Marauder. Oh, I love this tank positioning. Holy crap, I love that tank positioning. Ah, Widowmine dies, but Zealot goes with it. Look at that. Oh, these tanks across the way here, scanning in, firing on that assimilator. So annoying. Shield battery overcharge is popped. Rattle gets into position where he's covered by the tanks to some extent. And then when he's not, he picks up, he gets out of there, he unloads. The siege tank on the high ground is getting some nice hits off, but is also going to die. A Stalker Immortal army is going to obliterate an unsupported siege tank. Absolutely. How about going down here, Rattle? Yeah, he doesn't know about it either. He backs out. He backs out. It's 38 to 37 army supply. Max is bigger. Did you just abandon your natural base to move out? Are we base trading already? Yeah. Mac evacuating the natural base. Dude, get in there and take down that Nexus. I know, fine. Assimilators are good. Oh, remember what I said about the unsupported tank there. And then it's a recall. And, okay, assimilators down. Some probes died. We're going to fly right past these Stalkers that just warped in with our Medivacs. Little auto turret harass down here too ends up getting some kills. Where did that? Oh, that's where the Raven went. You don't actually have to engage with these army guys. Immortals were changed too a little bit to where the first hit that they take does trigger hardened shield, but then what is it? Future attacks. Nice wipeout on that, by the way. So man, a lot of dead stuff here. 3 Marauders, 15 Marines, 2 siege tanks, 3 Medivacs. 2 Widowmines. It's 3,000 to 2,800 resources lost. This auto turret harass, man. 4 kills on this Raven. Look at him. He's trying to get a probe kill. He's not going to be able to. Not quite, unfortunately. And the probes come back in. So max at 44 workers, but on 2 bases. So he's oversaturated. Third base is coming in from Mac now. This third base for Rattle's existed for a hot minute. There you go. Should have landed that during that attack. But this is mid-rank madness, right? These are players that are around diamond level. This is not going to be a professional or even a GM level match. This is just for fun, right? These guys, they're not trying to win ESL events or anything. Maybe they are. Like, maybe that's what they're training for today, but not that I'm aware of. Storm on the way. +3 infantry attack on the way at 10 minutes is pretty good out of Rattle. +2 attacks on the way from Mac. That's a little bit more in line with what I expect from this level of StarCraft. Couple zealots trying to wander into this third base. Get absolutely murked. These zealots making sure a fourth base, well, they were making sure a fourth base doesn't exist. Now they're going to get killed by a Widow Mine. Well, one of them did. The other one is still alive with all of not very much HP left, but he's inside a mineral line. That's where zealots love to be. Maybe defend. Hey, Rattle. Rattle. Okay, surrounded him, killed him. A couple SCVs have died. Like what? 3 to 14. Honestly, not bad. Yeah, MackWinston's really good with Storm. And so I feel like these Marines are in a lot of trouble. They're in danger. .ralphwiggum.meme. Trying to take a fourth base down this left side here is Rattle. We got another drop. I do love the drops, though. Any Terran player that knows how to drop is automatically elevated a level from where they would be if they didn't know how to drop. And War Prism, too. Max says 2 can play at that game. War Prism, some charge lots in your face, and you're going to hate it. Everybody does. Zealots are so hard to evict. Ooh, what are we doing up here? Getting nukes? All right, all right. Ghost Cloak, nukes on the way. Rattle. Rattle, you know what the people want. And that's nukes. And ghosts with cloak and stuff. Oh, this is beautiful. This is really good. Matt, maybe trying to ninja down here, setting up this pylon just to see about medevacs that might be flying past. This drop is, I mean, I feel like if he drops here, he just kind of gets stormed into oblivion. There's High Templar hanging out. Not quite enough energy for Storm. Some of them do. About 4 of them do have enough energy for Storm, so that'd be a big deal. Liberators as well. Man, Rattle, kind of a dangerous Terran here, right? He's got all these different pieces, but guess what we're doing? We're warping in Zealots to attack a planetary fortress. Ow. Ow. Just kidding. We're warping in Zealots into the natural base of Rattle. But also now he's ready for it, because you were prisoned over here, and he knows. So good recall. Get out of there. Get it out of there. Get healed up. Everything's fine. I think Rattle might have forgot about this drop. I think he headed down this way, and he was like, well, we'll be ready. We'll be ready for it when it shows up, I guess. Building armor plus 2 air weapons on the way from Rattle. These Liberators are going to have some serious damage. We don't see air weapons a lot. Oh, and a fusion core. So we've already seen battlecruisers used against Protoss fairly recently on the channel. Last week's mid-rank madness contained them. Really strong. Kind of. Can be. Nice feedback. Ooh, feedback on the energy. And then a storm. There we go. Okay, so everybody dies. Like I said, not the greatest drop. He waited, though. He waited so long. MackWinston's working on tectonic destabilizers for the Tempest. That does bonus damage to buildings on the ground. Does it count if they're floating? I can't ever get an answer on that. Doesn't matter. We got nukes, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got potential for battle cruisers, especially considering the air weapons upgrades that we're seeing from Rattle here. But Tempest, pretty good. That long distance bonus damage versus massive is incredibly good against the BCs. We've seen this before. Fourth base warping in from Mac. Fourth base is up and rolling hard from Rattle. Yeah, these scouting pylons. Good Storm. High Templar eats it, though. Where are the medevacs? Why does this army not have any okay, well, it killed a War Prism and then everything else died, including these Liberators. That was a terrible engagement from Rattle. Wow, advanced ballistics on the way from him. Colossus being added into the mix, because why not? Let's get all the splash damage we can. I assume Archons are on the menu because the High Templar will run out of energy eventually here. And then surprise, double nukes. Good pull there from Mac. The pull here, not good. Oh, and there we go. Good enough. Good enough. Look at that. That makes me think of a nuke dot right there. All right. Oh, taking a lot of HP off of that Colossus. Planetary storming the SCV so they can't repair Planetary down. Oh, storming his own stuff. That seems like a bit of a mistake there from Mac. I don't know what that was about. He takes an EMP, recalls some of the stuff out of here, and the rest of the guys are like, oh, wait, what? Bye. Ugh. Recall radius was nerfed. I mean, the patch before this one, though, so I mean, it's should be used to it. Ooh, Yamato's on the way. Okay, so we are going to get some BCs. The Fusion Core was not just for advanced ballistics. High-sec auto-tracking's coming in. The Storm is good, and Immortal does go down. Because this is Marine Marauder versus Stalker Immortal, which is not exactly a battle you want to be having if you're Protoss. I think he could have won that with the medevac support especially. What is going on over here? And why is this refinery on fire? Maybe a Zealot was attacking it. He's got a kill. Mac never put these probes back to work. Ooh, a Widowmine drop down here was pretty good too. Dude, Rattle. He's nuking. He's Widowmine dropping. He's dropping. He's working on battle cruisers back home. Nice Liberator snipe. He's having a grand old time. I think Mac's having a pretty fun time here too. Warping in some stuff. Sniping planetaries. Knocking a Rattle down to 3 bases. Okay, a new 5th base is coming up this left side though. Here on Site Delta. Are there any gold bases on this map? I can't remember. No. No gold bases. No Rich Vespine Geyser bases. Just beach. And a little bit of water. And grasslands. Nothing else. These ghosts, they've got more nukes. They're on a mission. Hoop, 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 hoop. Let's go. Move out, boys. It's not the Nova skin. It's the default Dude Ghost skin. Yeah, never resaturating this natural base for Max. Seems like an issue, but also his worker count is 56. Oh, he had a bunch of idle probes in the main. Okay, so now he's saturating the natural. Took a minute to figure that out. I've been there, man. I've pulled my probes because there's a nuke, and then I get really distracted by other stuff and don't put them back for a minute. Or a base mine's out and I don't notice for some time. It's just, you know, there's a lot of stuff you have to pay attention to in StarCraft. 'Tis the nature of the game. More Liberators on the way. Ooh, vehicle and ship plating level 2 coming in from Macaroni 2. I don't think I've ever called him Macaroni before. Do you think that's insulting? I'm sorry, Mac, if it is. I did not mean it to be. Just kind of popped into my head. Sensor tower on the way. Sensorious tower on the way. Matt keeps putting up pylons to scout incoming drops, and Rattle keeps killing him, and Matt keeps rebuilding them. But it's like the best early advance notice of regular attacks, too, not just drops. You'll notice here, hey, the army's down this way because they just killed a pylon. Alert, alert. Yeah, there's another pylon rebuilt up top. That's what I'm talking about. 99 to 73 army supply. Rattle's got a bigger one, but Mac's got the better economy here. He's lost more probes today. 26 to 24. He's just done a much better job rebuilding them. Good storm, Colossus, the splash damage. The Splash Brothers of Storm and Colossus getting some work done here. Okay. Yeah, this is Rattle is taking some serious hits economically. That's a 2-kill Liberator, 3-kill Liberator, 4-kill Liberator before it dies. Not bad. Almost wiped out that Colossus. That would have been pretty good. 54 to 48 army supply now. Resources lost. All right, 17,000 for Rattle and 13,009 for Mac. So yeah, it's just what we're seeing is what's happening. We're just seeing some really cost-efficient trades here for Mac. Splash damage does that, obviously. These ghosts, they're an observer here. Bad pathing on these guys, I think. He's going to put all of his nukes in this one basket. Yeah, he's going to nuke this one base. Let's see if Mac figures it out. And he does. He pulls the probes. He's like, whoa, that's a lot of nukes. Sayonara! Buildings. Only 2? I thought that was 3. Maybe he didn't have the third one. Either way, guess who's back to kill your planetary for the second time? That's right, Mac is. Not that many workers here either from Rattle. This is kind of the problem with the mid-rank StarCraft is players are usually either really good at harassing or really good at macro, and it's very rare to find a player in Diamond who's good at both of those things because they probably got promoted to Masters. EMP, but the ghosts pay for it. Oh, they do not. One ghost does. The other ones are like, bye. We can't fight 3 ghosts. What are we, crazy? 76 to 43 armor supply and paper rattles. Kind of a lot. Kind of more than I expected here. Adding some Vikings in to try to deal with this Colossus that does have 17 kills. So not a bad idea to prioritize killing him. He's been a big-time threat to your largely Marine army right now, especially. Yeah, Rattle 4 bases. This 5th base / 4th base has been under assault a lot. We're back with the nukes, but okay, it is just the 2 again. Mac knows what's up. He pulls the probes. He has not really lost any probes to nukes today. Maybe a couple. Maybe a couple that were harvesting gas that he wasn't able to pull off when he knew the nuke was coming, but more medevacs on the way. Did he ever make any BCs? No. He sort of researched Yamato. Did he cancel that? Nope. Yamato is here. This is weird. This is a very scrappy game, man. But Mac's up 2-1 workers, 82 to 44. Rattle's got the bigger army, but the splash damage of Mac is real and spectacular. Production tab for Rattle is empty, but he doesn't have a ton of cash because, again, 44 SCVs at 21 minutes is not great. He did just call a ton of mules down, which is going to skyrocket his income for just a couple of minutes. If we look at the mineral income here, yeah, it's helping. It's still actually lower than Max's right now. Oh, they're gone. It's spiking. It's spiking higher. Okay. So now he has more mineral income than Mac does with twice the worker count. Liberators. Storm is the answer to all of Protos's problems. Okay, and Colossus as well. This Colossus, man. 28 kills on this. Oh, he just got wiped out by the Vikings. Bad, I think a little bit of some bad pathing there. But charge lots on the warp-in. Enough to clear this thing out. Tempest versus Viking is actually not very good for the Tempest, but the range can make it work for you sometimes. It's all good. 30 to 24 army at 22 minutes. That's how scraptastic this has been. Are you coming into nuke? You better be. Yep, he is. So he's going to nuke an entirely empty Nexus. The one probe who is here bails. He knows. He's like, I feel very picked on with that nuke, he says. That nuke was specifically pour moi. And yeah, like you took down a pylon and some of the shields on this Nexus, but wow, what a warping of zealots here. This is that's the most torn to pieces ghost we've seen in a while. More nukes on the way. Rattle, he got his 4th base back. It's not a planetary or an orbital or anything, but it exists. 50 to 85 workers is still really bad. Mules are great temporarily, but look at the difference. It's substantially higher. Higher for Mac. He's getting DT Blink. My goodness. Shadow Stride in this game, and nukes and Tempest with tectonic destabilizers. What a match. What a match this has been so far. Very fun here at 23 minutes. The DTs are out. Shadow Stride takes forever to research, so there's going to be a while before you guys are cool. Once again, Mac is just on point, recognizing when the nukes are coming, where the nukes are coming, and getting the probes out of there before the nukes hit. Well before. This Nexus has taken a ton of damage, but keeps regenerating its shield, so it's not dead yet because of the time between the nukes. All right, DTs, who needs Shadow Stride? Says the DTs. Unfortunately, high-sec auto-tracking's done, and there's another missile turret over here, so you killed 2 turrets for like 4 DTs. Not the best trade. That was not ideal, but just got so tired of waiting for Shadow Stride. Went in there anyway. Like how the army responds after the DTs are already gone. So both players are spending their cash pretty well. It's just a matter of Rattle's economy is not super hot. Max is. Max macro has been very good. He's maxed out now, so we could see some money start to floating here because he can't spend anymore. I guess upgrades or something you can spend that cash on. But as far as making stuff goes, 198 is about as far as you can go, lads. If this base for Rattle dies, I think that's kind of the end of it for him. And I don't know what can stop it from dying, honestly. I guess the fact that there aren't any immortals here. Tectonic destabilizers. You're parking your Tempest in range of turrets, though. Storm on the SCVs. Zealots are taking those shots, too. This missile turret's going to kill Tempest. Okay, one Tempest. The planetary does go down. Yeah, it's bad. This is super problematic. A lot of mules, though, can fix problems, says Rattle. Don't worry about it. Oh, these Zealots. Ow. Ow. Charge a lot good. Not as good against stimmed 3-3 Marines and Marauders with medevac support. Rattle says, all right, this is enough. I'm tired of my external bases getting picked off here. And I'm tired of trying to nuke down bases. It's not going well for me. So I like we got the one Colossus defense here from Mac today. You know, it's not bad. It's really not bad. Yeah, Rattle comes up, gets a gateway, says, oh no, the Colossus is back. Run! And completely backs out. So Mac's not on 10 bases, but he is on 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got a 5th base. He's rolling here. Rattle's got his 4th base back. His 5th base is fairly well mined out and might not be worth retaking. We'll see if he makes that decision to go there or not. Hello, ghosts. Goodbye, ghosts. 84 to 39 workers is pretty much where you want to be as a Protoss. Just a thought. Mules are good. You want to have an economic advantage up on the Terran player, but if you have this much of an economic advantage, you have got to be feeling pretty comfortable. I think the fact that the players haven't expanded much more than they have today is just because the unfamiliarity of the new map. You're not quite sure what bases are safer to take. You're not quite sure where to position your army to deal with attacks on bases. I mean, as we've seen Rattle lose a couple bases here. That's part of it. Rattle is expanding to a new location, though. Down the left side. Nobody's tried to take this base yet. Rattle is the first one, and it's his, so it makes sense that he would be. But Rattle's like, this army is supposed to kill everything Protoss has, and then max all. But I'm good with Storm, though. Okay, so he nukes up here. And then he's like, that'll cover this attack. It doesn't really, though, because the army's coming from an entirely different location. But the nuke caught some trees on fire. All right, so this Nexus is probably dead. Actually, not even close to everybody's hitting it. And now they're not because, oh gosh, the storms, the feedbacks. Ay caramba. Oh yeah, that Nexus lives. That is just so much dead Marine Marauder littering the sands of Site Delta here. Oh, yeah, that's how you save a base. Oh, we're going to let this Ghost finish off this Nexus. Don't do it. Don't let him finish off the next. Okay. Burned to death. His gun caught on fire, too, which is pretty impressive. Whatever they make Colossus lasers out of, it's fairly strong stuff if it can catch metal on fire. I don't know. Carbon. Something. Guns are not usually flammable is what I'm saying, but I guess it's the future. Maybe Ghost sniper rifles are flammable in the future. Oh, okay. Rattle was like, I can get back into this with Widow Mines, right? And the answer is no. No. No, you cannot. $99 to $53 army supply is pretty incredible for Mac here. 71 to 48 on the worker count as well is awesome. I think this is kind of like, oh, just need to go move out and win type play. Yeah, attack while expanding. Love that. Rattle says, all right, what if I Liberator all of these probes? Unfortunately, you can attack buildings with Liberators. Does he think he can? Is that what this positioning is all about? Either way, these probes are dying. And Mac's on the other side of the map. Good evacuation again. I guess we could saturate this base once it comes up. +3 air weapons here from Rattle today for the Liberators and Vikings, I guess. Yeah, I just feel like some really good storms here. This army dies. This 5 Vikings at a time on the way. It is 3 Colossus and some Tempest. All right. There's some targets for Vikings here. I can get behind making that many of Vikings, especially if you're going to give them +3 attack. So good on you, Vikings. Liberator sets up at a completely empty base. Liberator sets up at a not even close to empty base. Gets a bunch of kills, and then Stalker's obliterated. Not bad. Not a bad Liberator attack, honestly. Let's, we'll be happy about that one. So, yeah, I think this is a game where Mac, he's got a window here to win, but that's the thing. A lot of 1v1 StarCraft, there are windows where you could have won the game and a bunch of games you've lost. Does that make you happy to hear? It shouldn't. It should not make you happy to hear that. But I've definitely had games where I've gone back and watched the replay and been like, oh, if I had pushed between 16 and 18 minutes, I would have won. Instead, I sat back, let them macro up, let them make what countered my army, and then they came out and killed me. But there was a window there. Vikings trying to snipe down these Colossus, but no. Tempest, Stalker, GG. Rattle taps out. Bam. And MackWinston's your winner in 31 minutes. I mean, that was just the last couple engagements, especially, were very Protoss heavily favored. Resources lost here, 45,000, 32,000. I'm honestly a little disappointed we didn't see battle cruisers in this game. The man made a fusion core. The man researched Yamato and then was like, nah. And look, I get it. There are Tempests out. There are a ton of Stalkers out. The Stalkers have +3/+3. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with battle cruisers here, yeah? Mac was ready for BCs. Rattle didn't even try it. But yeah, it was just enough splash damage. If you're good enough with Storm, if you've got some Colossus, you got some charge lots in there too, because why not? And then, yeah, just enough Stalkers to deal with Liberators that might be problematic for you. Stalkers to help defend the Colossus against the Vikings. Tale as old as time here. You can win some major engagements and just crush your way to victory without really having to kill your opponent's bases because they have nothing left. It's kind of sad when you put it that way, but yeah, that's what it was. 16 Marines, 2 Marauders, couple Widow Mines, and 3 Ghosts. We're not going to defeat MackWinston's army at the end here. So GG, man. Fantastic display. Great storms. Beautiful probe pulls on those nukes. What was it? Like 10 nukes that went off today, and maybe they killed a couple probes. Maybe just the one that I saw. Incredible. Very impressive. Yeah, just great engagement, good use of Storm all over the place. Impressive DTs. They eventually got Shadow Stride, but I don't think we used Shadow Stride all that much. Did seem the most use they had was kind of just sitting here as part of this army. For some reason. With 1 kill here. I love how at the end of the game there's this bug where it shows they have 10,000 HP. It's like, oh man, can you imagine? High Templar or Dark Templar with 10,000 HP. Be pretty good. Pretty overpowered. But yeah, nice job. Nice job putting pylons to see where attacks are coming from, where drops are coming from. Dealing with those early drops was pretty good as well. This one Widow Mine drop was successful. Or maybe it was over here. Either way, there's a Widow Mine drop that did kill maybe like 8 probes. But at the end of the day, wow, 57 probes died. 55 SCVs died. 55 probes dying is more than I thought. I guess a lot of that was a Liberator attacks. Widow Mines on the other side of it. It seems like a lot. Seems like a lot. You know what? They both end with about 55 workers or so, and they both lost about 55 workers. So Rattle did as good a job as replacing his workers as MackWinston did when all was said and done. But when all was said and done, the army was just bigger. So what do you do? What do you do? You win is what you do. All right, so GG. Well done there, Mac. Thanks again for the submission. Thanks for being a patron. And that's going to be it for me. This has been the Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button. hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.